Hello everybody, this is Glenda with AKA GK Fralin, a friendly community. And our friendly community welcomes you. Tonight I'm going to talk about something that kind of hits me occasionally still, and that is depression. Now, I know just the other day I talked about, excuse me while I move my screen a little. The other day I talked about how I don't let my COPD define my life. Well, it does define my life. I don't let it define my enjoyment of life. However, that being said, that doesn't mean that I don't get depressed, because I am also bipolar and depression's a part of that. And there's several factors. I mean, yes, being stuck in for so long because of all these cold temperatures, I haven't been able to get out on my porch, and so it does wear on me after a while, and so I can get depressed, or I can just get a little down. Everybody gets a little down sometimes. I have not suffered a deep depression for many years, and I hope I don't. I'm well controlled on medication, but I do know what it is. I have been there. If anybody out there is suffering from a deep depression where you think that maybe things would be better off without you, or people would be better off, or maybe you just don't want the pain of the world anymore, then please get some help. There's something to live for. There's your family. There's something in your life every day that you can find some joy in. Now, the degree of joy is different for everyone. That kind of depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. Something you can do is a redirection of your thoughts. It is finding a way to redirect your thoughts to something that says, I am worth it. I am worth this day. I am worth this minute. And sometimes a minute is what you can go by. Just be worth the minute, and then maybe the hour, and then maybe the day. And the next day you may have to wake up and do the same. Other things to do that I do to redirect myself are art and craft things, like coloring those pictures, just doodling, being silly, reading a silly story. I a lot of times will ask for my subscribers to give me elements for a story, and then I'll make a story out of that. And that can be fun. Sometimes they come up with their own, and I get to read them to you. That's fun. So sometimes being stuck because of both my medical condition and other things can get me stuck emotionally. But I don't like, and I don't choose to stay there. I stayed there for 2 years, and it was not a fun thing. I knew my family needed me. I went through bouts of feeling like they'd be better off without me. And then I'd have to kick myself and say, no, you can't do this. And I would get scared of myself, and that's when I went in the hospital. That was in the 90s. And I don't think I've been hospitalized for that since, maybe 10 years. It's been quite a while. The thing that I'm trying to get, I'm rattling a little because the reason this topic has come up is because I felt a little depressed and down today. Now the reason is a little different than just being sad. I've had some pain. I've been hurting. And that's a different thing. When you're sick or hurting, you're not feeling like doing really anything to even make yourself feel better other than take something or crawl in bed and curl up or whatever. You just want to feel better. So anyway, now to expand on that a little, it's not a pleasant subject, but in 2012, I was in the hospital, not only because of pneumonia, but I also had developed an ileus. Now, an ileus is a blockage in the bowel, and it's the section of bowel right before the colon. I don't know what caused it. I don't believe that I had a knotted bowel. They would have had to have done surgery. I think it was simply you can actually have a stool blockage, and I believe there was something to do with that. I'm not exactly sure. But whenever I start getting those deep abdominal pains like that, that is where my mind wants to go, and I get a little scared. But things generally work themselves out. Change of topic. So anyway, today, yes, I was not feeling at my peak. I've been tired because I've had to take stuff that would help to relax me, relax my body so that I could get through what I needed to get through. Also, I talked to my parents. My sister went to the nursing home where they are, and that helped me to feel better, and it also made me feel a little sad. I talked to my mom. She no longer recognizes me. She's got Alzheimer's. But I always love to talk to her, and she had the brightest smile on her face today. And that felt good. When she doesn't understand who I am, I just say I'm a friend. Because otherwise I'm beating my head on the wall. Because I do understand Alzheimer's. In the sense that I've worked with it before. But she was watching a game of washers. I thought, what is washers? Is it like caroms? And then my sister turned the phone around to give me a picture of it. It looked a little like toss across or something like that, but they were having a ball, and Mom was she had the biggest smile on her face, and that was enough to break my bit of depression and make me feel a lot better. And talking to my dad, he knows exactly what's going on. And we can have a good conversation as long as either he has his earbuds in or somebody's there to translate because he doesn't hear well anymore. So it was really good to have my sister there. And he's always concerned about how I'm doing. He's always concerned about Mom. And my dad's that kind of guy. And I better stop or I'm going to cry out being sentimental. So I'm talking myself out of feeling bad. And that's good. And sometimes talking helps. There's always going to be a little bit of something in a day that doesn't go our way. But if we decide, one thing I've decided on my part is certain channels and certain social channels I don't really go to very often because I am my own worst enemy there. And because I'm an opinionated person, much like my grandmother was. And there goes that crazy thing again. I thought I turned it off. And another is I avoid the news. If they're talking about something going on in the world that I feel I need to know, such as when there was the hurricanes and things that I felt I needed to pray for, that's me. I'm that kind of person. Not everybody believes in that, and that's fine, but that's how I have my higher power. Anyway, that's the one thing I feel I can do for people. So I've talked in circles. That's my habit. That's just that's the way I do things. But I hope I've made some sense too. Find something outside of yourself, or find something about yourself that you can concentrate on that makes you feel better about you. Seeing Mom smile and just being able to say, okay, you don't recognize me as a daughter. You don't even know who I am. That's fine. It hurts, but it's fine. I'm your friend. And just seeing her smile while she was watching them play that game, that made all of it much better. Because for Mom to smile like that these days is a win. Talking to Dad and having my sister there to be caring enough to call me and get me on FaceTime with him and translating, that was wonderful. And I am so thankful to her for that. Reach out. If you don't have something, reach out. This is one way where I reach out. So with that, I'm going to call it a day. I've been trying to think, what in the world am I going to do for tomorrow? And I asked for a suggestion, and I got one. This wasn't it. But one thing she said was, maybe you should talk about something serious for a change. And it is a serious thing to be depressed. It's never good to feel bad, but we all go through that. It's part of life. But being too depressed is never good. I don't ever want to be in that place I was for that 2 years in the 90s. I had the whole family scared. I don't want to do that to them again. So with that, I love you. And that's why I spread love around. Because love makes me feel good, and I know it makes others feel good. So you spread it around too. I will be back tomorrow. And hasta mañana.